Welcome back. We've got a reaction video today because Amazon just dropped their first trailer for Spider-Noir. We saw some leaked, well, not leaked screenshots, they just released them. Some promo shots, not leaks. Some promo shots from the show, both in black and white and in color. And today they dropped the trailer. I don't know if it's a teaser trailer, I don't know if it's a full trailer, but we're going to be watching it here today. I know that, like, this kind of spurred from the success of Into the Spider-Verse, and then, you know, subsequently Across the Spider-Verse, Sony are kind of exploring their ideas and options, and it's interesting that this is going to Amazon. Amazon are pretty well known, I would say, for, like, doing pretty decent TV shows. You know, they tend to put a lot of money behind them, and especially with, like, Fallout and, dare I say, Rings of Power. I haven't finished Rings of Power, but Season 1 had some budget behind it, you know? They commit. They do commit. If anything, Amazon commit. So I'm really intrigued to see what this looks like. Like I said, I've just the promo shots. I've not watched this, so it's going to be real interesting. I grew up watching a lot of Nicolas Cage stuff. Films like Face Off and Aircon. And I thought it was great in Longlegs. I love Longlegs. So let's do this. Let's jump into it. I don't know much about the character of Spider-Man Noir, but this is Spider-Noir, which we will talk about after, because I think they're pulling a Gotham here, and they're only allowed to use certain terms and names and things. We've got a black and white version, and we have a color version. We're going to go with the black and white version. It is a teaser trailer. So let's watch it.
Tell me why.
You already know how it ends.
Ooh.
Well, then start from the beginning.
So that's Black Cat, or just the Cat, as they're calling her.
Ticks. Thoughts.
Ugh, I don't like that.
Impulses.
Not for me.
I manage to suppress them. Most of the time.
What's going on, Ben?
I believe that's a news reporter character. Oh, I already want to go back and look at something.
What the hell happened to him?
I beat up some guys in a bar. And I got plastered.
Okay, there's the Nick Cage coming through. I like the subtle webbing on the mask. No responsibility is interesting. Who's that?
What are you thinking about over there?
Bit of an existential crisis, if I'm honest.
Struck a nerve, huh?
Ooh, is that Electro? The swinging looks sick. How's his hat staying on? Okay. Oh, okay. I see you, Amazon. Now there's a couple of shots here that I want to go back and take a look at. This is a beautiful shot. This is fucking beautiful. But there was a shot, let me turn the sound off real quick. But there was a shot like around here, I think it was. It sort of flickered through like a bunch of, oh yeah. It flickered through a bunch of shots. I don't know what that says. Ah! There it was. God, that was like less than half a second. That's a tough one. Wow! Look at that. That's like, they're doing the fucking, oh, it's horrible. That's disgusting. I've realised what they're adapting there, and it's the fucking, it's the Spider-Man, but he's an actual spider. That's horrific. Wow. Brilliant prosthetics. I love that it's in black and white. It looks brilliant. He looks great there. So it seems like he was in a war, right? And I'm guessing it's the First World War, because I think Spider-Man Noir is set in the 1920s. Kind of like around that 1920s, 1930s period. I'm just scanning through real quick to see if there was anything else that I wanted to grab. There's like, oh, that's him. Never mind, that's Nick Cage. There's a dude that's on fire at one point. Him. Is this Who does fire in Spider-Man comics? I don't know. I'm not like a massive Spider-Man fan. I'm not like a Spider-Man connoisseur. That's a very, very cool shot. It'd be even better if it was like in HD, if I'd like clicked on it properly. Look, him like throwing up the web slinging hands is pretty cool. So he's called Ben Reilly in this, which I think is because legally they're unable to. I wanted to stop on the Electro one. That's clearly Electro. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, I've missed it. I've missed the fucking shot. There it is. Look at that. Clearly Electro. So it looks like we're getting like a who's who of Spider-Man Noir characters. We know that Sandman is confirmed. We know a character called Silvermane is confirmed. I don't know who Silvermane is, but we know that they're confirmed. I kind of want to watch it in colour now, just to see if, like... I don't want to watch the full thing in colour, because I don't want to see that spider in colour, but I'd like to go through and see the effects on Electro in colour. I'm going to see if I can quickly grab that. Oh, him in the water is cool. She's wearing a lot of red. Ooh, it's yellow. Very nice. Okay. Oh, and let's just see the swinging in colour as well. Okay, yeah. It looks really cool. It looks really, really cool. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Spider-Man Noir, or Spider-Noir, I guess they're calling him. There's a lot of things here that they're doing that I think are very specific because of Sony. So, if anybody's watched a little show called Gotham, we know what's going on here. Because quite famously, they weren't allowed to use the name Joker. And I don't think that Amazon are allowed to use the name Spider-Man. I don't think they're allowed to use the name Peter Parker. I think that it's going to be insinuated that his name was Peter Parker, and he's changed it. Like, a comment gets made saying that's not the name we have here, and he's like, no, I don't go by that name anymore for whatever reason. You know, something along those lines. I think maybe, depending on what they're going to be doing here with the story, maybe he was Peter Parker during the war, and then because of the war he decided to, like, you know, drop it. Or maybe he got into, like, some trouble or whatever. I don't know. I think the outfit looks great. I think just generally the tone is really well realized. They're clearly paying a lot of tribute to black and white films and, like, those... I don't want to just throw out the only black and white film I can think of right now, but Casablanca is, like, the film that immediately comes to mind for, like, that period of time and stuff. So, I think this is really, really cool. And it looks very promising. And, like I said, it looks like we're getting a who's who of Spider-Man villains. I'm not, like, an expert at Spider-Man Noir, so I know that, like, Vulture and stuff are in it, but whether or not this decides to adapt Vulture and other characters that specifically appear in it is completely different. We don't know whether or not they're just going to go on a tangent and do their own thing. So, I think it looks great, and I'm really glad that, like, you know, they got Nick Cage for it. Obviously, it's that lean into the Spider-Verse animated films. This will be great if, like, it fully works as a multiversal adjacent MCU kind of thing. Like, you know, you can watch Loki and the multiversal stuff, and, you know, if you want to go watch the Fox X-Men, you can. If you want to go watch the Fox Fantastic Four, you can, and then you can watch the Amazon Spider-Man. You know, stuff like that I think is really cool. I'm glad that, you know, it's Sony, so it's not technically Marvel doing it, but it's nice to get a Marvel character, you know, with a different company, like, doing something different, letting people experiment with them, and I hope that we get to see that a lot more. So, I think it looks promising, and I'm going to be excited to watch it. Thank you for watching. Feel free to check out the other content on the channel. I'm currently reacting to the Percy Jackson series, so feel free to go check those out, and we also have a podcast that you can go watch. Thank you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.